Hello and welcome to episode number 1 of Uncut Season 3. We're going to be starting a new Uncut series, this time with a few stipulations and differences between this one and the last. In this one, I decided I'm going to change up how we play and how the game goes, and the way I'm going to be doing that is a few things. Number 1, the weapons we'll be allowed to use are going to be restricted. So I'm only going to allow myself to use Mesons. Okay, Mesons and boarding, as well as Gorse. We can use point defense. Point defense systems are okay. Weapons for point defense, boarding, and Mesons. And the entire purpose of this is to test out and have a bit of a laugh at basically just ramming. Well, you can't ram, but boarding everything as your primary weapon. This is going to get a little bit of a pain in the ass with moving Marines around, but it's going to be quite fun, especially in jump point wars. I'm not sure how I'm going to go about doing it, but those are the weapons. And then Mesons allow us to disable enemy crafts, sensors and stuff. So if we can make use of those Mesons effectively, we can deal with the enemy, like an enemy, disable them, then board them. And that is going to hopefully be the idea or the plan. The theme for the series, the theme for the Empire, I'm not quite sure. I'm thinking of going for a Mongolian theme. Just the idea of a bunch of quote-unquote horses rampaging over the over space, ramming and boarding anything that comes across. We could also do a pirate empire. I do like the idea of that, but I think we'll go for a Mongolian style empire, just because we've kind of been theming around those nation states. That is something that I will be doing. I'm gonna make this real simple on myself. I'm gonna start in the year 1, so that I know how many years it's been. I'm gonna turn off non-player races because I don't want anything to start off with. We didn't really do much with Planet X last time, so I'm not really gonna do anything with that. I'm gonna turn off known systems. I'm gonna turn off. Should I use constellation names? I'll turn off constellation names as well. Then I'm going to turn on no maintenance required, commander political bonuses. We're going to turn on Star Swarm precursors and Star Swarm precursors. Right, because I don't want the MPRs to generate them. That's terrible. We'll keep the invaders out for a little bit at least. MPI generation by player, that's completely fine. We're going to keep our difficulty modified, but there is a change I am going to make for our species. We're going to turn our research modifier down to 0.2, terraforming speed at 100. We're going to put survey speed down to 0.2 as well, and we're going to also turn terraforming, keep it 100, because I don't really want to worry about that too much. I didn't do much terraforming last time, but maybe that's something we want to do. Though, considering we're going to be playing as the Mongolian Empire, I don't really think much terraforming is likely to occur. So let's create the game. And there we go. So one thing I am going to change, and this is something that I really recommend you guys do if you are playing along or you're playing a low research rate game, is go over here and go to your population growth modifier. And we're going to change this to 0.20, so 0.2. Now, the reason I'm changing it like this is because there's no way to universally affect the population growth of empires, unfortunately. But population directly affects the threat level of NPRs and enemies you may face. So, if you have a low research game, it may take you 50, 60 years or whatever, and you may be on 5 billion population, but only on nuclear pulse tech. Okay, and that's kind of how it was for us. So, I want to change that, and that's why I'm going to change the population growth modifier down to 0.2. Do not change the density. I believe that has to do with the amount of people you can have in one place with infrastructure and stuff. So, we're not going to touch that. I'm going to keep everything else normal. But that is something to consider. We could also turn militancy down, but militancy has to do with the amount of planetary protection value again, and all these other things do small little incremental things that we won't need to worry about too much. We're going to be playing on the TN Empire. We're going to go. Everything's going to be designed. I don't have any issues with that. System theme, is there like a Mongolian system theme? I really doubt that, because I don't really think Mongols are interested in naming that. Let's name the systems after mountains, and then class name. There has to be a Mongol theme. Mongolian theme. War. No, there's like a Tibet theme probably, but there's not a bloody Mongolian theme. There's a June theme. We can do that. Haven't actually watched that myself. I heard the movie is out or is coming out. Haven't been paying too much attention. Yeah, no, I can't. Is there seriously not a single Mongolian theme? That'd be really sad. That'd actually be really sad. Mongol. There we go. System theme, Mongol. But that's I want class theme. Otherwise that wouldn't work out. Mongol. Rank theme. We're going to go for Mongol as well. I'm not going to be able to read any of that, probably. And then for name theme, we're going to also go for Mongolian. There we go. System theme. Is there a system theme for Mongols? There was last night. Yeah, system theme. Mongol. We'll go with that. We're humans. Change our race or flag color. Change flag. I'm going to go with... anything. Oh, that's an Imperial Fist flag. That's a tower flag. Those are 40k flags. Those are not Mongolian. The Olympics. I like this. This looks nice. I'm not sure where this is from, but we'll go with that. Looks somewhat similar to what Mongolian flag will look like, but you know, what can you do? We need a human that's not completely insane. I mean, Jesus Christ, look at some of these aliens. We have a few here. We need something that looks, a character that looks somewhat Asian, because Mongolians, of course, are from the steppes of Asia, so would be a bit weird to have like a pale white guy that looks like he's from Ireland. You look close enough. Change hull. What kind of ships do you think a Mongolian warlord would have? Stuff with a big thing on the front that can stab people with. That's what I would think. I like this. You can basically board people with that. We'll go with that. I think that's all good. We'll do a starting population of 500 million people. That means we get 20 labs to start with, 400 construction factories, 40 fighter factories, and the rest. So because, of course, because this is going to be the first episode series is always just going to be me dilly-dallying with designing ships, making sure we have everything that we need, and all that good stuff, getting our research set up, especially with Tien, you're a lot more involved, you can't get right into that gameplay, so do keep that in mind. There's probably not going to be too much happening this episode, but just kind of setting everything up and getting stuff ready. So I'm going to do race title, we're going to be called Mongolia, and the short name will be the Mongols. We're going to be on Earth. I'm pretty sure they worship the sky. Pretty sure. I am not very familiar with Mongolian history besides the the popularly known stuff. But, you know, why not? I've already butchered German. Why not butcher Mongolian? This is going to be the theme of of Uncut, of me just going around killing cultures. But yeah, there we go. We're going to create that race, and we're going to get into the next Uncut season with our next series. Here we go on the first year, on the 1st of January, Mongolian Empire. So the first thing that we need to do is realize we're playing in Tien. So let's just go through all the things, go through all the buttons. First thing I noticed, we need to assign a governor. Governor assigned. Put also assignment on for the colony. There we go. Next thing, industry-wise, I'm going to order up the construction of a few things. I want at least... we'll start with 100 more construction factories. And I'm going to order up... we're going to put that on 30%. And then I want 100 more, 100 construction factories, 100 more mines. Then I want 2,000 infrastructure. We're going to put that at a 10%. Then I'm going to put 5 labs on a 20%. And finally, I'm going to put some extra military academies on the remaining 10% because we're going to want to get... We need research labs, we need mines, we need construction factories. Those are the things that make the economy go. We're going to need infrastructure to actually colonize our first colony, to get civilian economy going. And then the military academies, we're going to need them for handling getting more scientists, because I haven't seen what scientists are, but they're probably going to be bad. Mineral-wise, what are we looking at? Not a lot of corundium. That's really not good. Not a lot of galacite. Okay, let's hope we'll get lucky. Shipyards. We have one 5,000-ton shipyard. That works fine for an initial vessel. We'll be instant building them anyway, but we can get underway, largely speaking, with that. And then 3 commercial shipyards. They're pretty decent tonnages, actually. Research. What do we have? We have a biogenetics, a defensive systems, a power propulsion, sensors and fire controls, ground combat missile. So we have power propulsion, sensors and fire controls, defensive systems, biogenetics, and then we have some energy weapons. It's not the worst. The notable lacking thing here, though, is going to be, of course, no construction and production and no logistics. So one thing I'm going to do is we're going to set this aside a little bit. We're going to go into the commanders, turn auto assignments on, and I'm also... Oh my god, what have I done? Well, I got the Great Khan, at least I can say that. I'm going to go over here and we're going to adjust some of the less fortunate scientists and turn them into logistics as well as construction and production using the change field function. And because it's 0%, you're not actually losing anything. Of course, they are going to suck. They are terrible scientists, but we can train them up, and so it's not that big of a deal. So let's start. What research are we going to be looking into? Well, first we've got to actually spend our instant research points, which we get from a TN start. So we're going to be spending it on... I'm going to go for mainly economy. So I'm going to set aside 20,000 RP for economy things. And the things that we need for economy are going to be mining production. So instant that. So that's 8,000. Mining production. We're going to need Saurium harvesters. Going to be really important. That gives us 7,000 left. And then we're going to go for construction rates. That's what we'll be going for. We're going to go... We have 4,000 left. I just spend over 1,000. That's fine. Okay, so buffing up our construction rates a little bit. We're going to want... Okay, we got uranium armor. I'm okay with that. We don't need better right now. Energy weapons. We're going to go... We're not going to research any weaponry until we've established ourselves, because too much RP, and I want to conserve our research points. We could look at some xenological equipment. We will see. I'm going to save a few of the research points just to be, if anything happens. But we should, largely speaking, be fine. Transitarian cargo shields, I'm definitely buying that. That's going to be a really big deal. Ship tractor beams we could do. Well, I'm going to actually build actual cargo ships this game, just because the micro kind of got annoying and it messed everything up. Nothing in missile and kinetics. Power propulsion, we're going to go mainly for efficiency techs. That's going to be a big one. Improved pressurized water reactor. We're going to go for improved nuclear thermal. And then I'm going to go for a pebble bed. I'm going to go for nuclear pulse era technology. Bigger engines. Bigger engines. Maximum engine modifier. We're going to focus on getting that up because that's going to be really, really, really important. So go 2x a little bit. It gets too expensive past that point. Jump point theory. We're going to be looking into that. So we're going to get techs into jump point theory. So 50k. So like that will allow us to build a jump drive. So I'm okay with that. Sensors and fire controls is going to be the big one. Science department, I want. We're going to get it. Main engineering would also be nice, but we need geological and gravitational survey sensors. We have 9,000 left. I want 5,000 to remain. I'm thinking of main engineering. Do we have active sensor capability? Like, can we make active? Yeah, we can make active. We can make passive sensors. They're just really bad. I'm going to go from auxiliary control and then main engineering. And then we're going to keep the 3,000 points left. But I am then going to give the order to begin research into various areas. So biology and genetics, I'm going to order 5 of them to begin research into a terraforming module. Defensive systems, we're going to have 5 of them begin research into a high-density uranium armor. I want to go into shields this game. That's also a thing I want to do, but we're going to need the armor just because that's space savings mainly. Power and propulsion, we're going to put 5 boys into that. We're going to go for an increase into jump drive efficiency. Definitely, we're going to need to get that up to begin expansion. And then sensors and fire controls. We are going to begin research into active sensors as well as thermal, passive, fire control ratings, all that good stuff. Okay. Now, when we all got nothing in ground training to worry about, civilian economy, got nothing about that to worry about. Environment looking fine, governor looking fine, empire manning, everything looking okay. So now we're going to be going into the designing. So we need to design ourselves a Khan class survey corvette. I think that would be appropriate for this size. It can be 5,000 tons. Because we won't be able to repair it if we do have issues. So we're going to go for a survey corvette at 5,000 tons. That's going to be what we define as a corvette size. So we're going to be a little bit bigger this game than I normally would. One thing as well, we need to use the research points to be able to design, engines that would work. So that's going to be a bit of an issue. Let me just bring up the Aurora calculator real quick to make sure that I'm getting the exact efficiencies that I need. Again, if you do the calculator, I'll put it in the description of this episode for anyone who is interested, because I know I get that question quite a few times. But yeah, definitely give it a shot. It's an amazing tool made by Ice Ranger. And it is, I always use it. It is pretty fantastic. So we're going to be using Nuclear Pulse. We're going to have a max power boost of 2.0. We have a max engine size of 40 HS with a fuel efficiency of 0.7. We're using high density uranium armor. And our jump drive efficiency is 4. So 50k, max squad drives 3. So no feasible solution for that, but we're going to go for a speed of 2,000 kilometers per second with a range of 80 billion kilometers. We're going to dedicate 60% to that. So this gives us 2 engines. We can go for 1 engine, but that would be a little bit less efficient. This gives 16.75 HS. That gives us a speed of 2,000 kilometers per second. What about if we go for like a 2,400 kilometers per second vessel? Yeah, we don't actually use that much more tonnage. So I'm pretty happy with that. What if we go for a 2,800 kilometers per second? We do lose about 200 tons on that. The problem with this is we need a jump drive capable vessel. Which, if we factor in a jump drive, that gives us a remaining tonnage of 732. That's not a lot. So we can go 2,000 kilometers per second. That gives us 1,200. We can probably play around with that. That is possible. So we're going to go for 2 33.5 HS engines. So we're going to go for 0.75 is going to be the engine efficiency with a 33.5 engine HS. We're not able to actually select to that amount. So we're just going to be going for 33. So we could go for 34. In this case, I'm just going to go for 33 here. I'm going to prototype that. And then we're going to add that onto the design. So 2 of the engines. Deployment time, we're going to go for a 5-year deployment time. Yeah, there's no way we're going to be able to fit a what you call it? Oh, we just need 1 of the engines then. Yeah, but there's no way we would be able to fit what you call it, a engine. Oh, it's total engine HS. I'm being smooth brain today. 16.75 is the engine HS. My bad. Always I'm making the mistakes. Speaking of different changes to the series though, I may add some music over top, which is a little bit less uncut than normal. but I've heard some people wanted that, so might be. So you might hear some background like sci-fi music that I get from a guy called Scott Buckley. It's really, really great music, and it's free to use. I personally do love using it myself in all of the content that I do, so you can use it as well if you are interested. So we're going to just prototype that because I want to test out, again, the engines. So 2 on there, 60 months. How much fuel would we need? We need 586,000 fuel. So we're going to go for fuel storages. I should have gotten the fuel storage large, that's fine. So we're going to go for 586,000. There we go. We're going to put in some geological sensors, so that gives us 1,000 tons. In those, we're going to need a jump drive. That jump drive is going to be approximately 25 HS. So jump engines. We need a jump drive of 25 HS. I guess it's a 1,200 ton drive. Let's prototype that as well. And let's see what we can do, because it doesn't look like that's going to fit, at least with the current situation. Military jump drive. Yeah, we'd have to take off some sensors. So we could take off this one and this one. But that would leave very little room to add extra maintenance. Because we're going to need at least that much maintenance for the capability. So I'm going to up the tonnage to like 5,500 tons, I think. So I'm going to add an extra fuel storage in, and then we're going to add geological gravitation. We'll go 6,000 tons. Add some extra fuel storages in. Yeah, so this size of the vessel might actually balloon a little bit here. We're going to go for, we want the science department, main engineering, and an auxiliary control. And that does slow us down significantly. So can we go for a... we may have to go for it just because of our tech level. We're going to go for one engine design. And we're going to go for, one engine design. 8,000, we'll go for 6,500 tons. And that gets us a 39 HS engine. What if we go for 2,400 kilometers per second? It's a little bit too much fuel usage there, so I'm going to just aim for 2,200. Gives us 0.9, 2,700 tons. Go for a size 40 HS engine. Size 40 HS. Oh, my bad. Yeah, we need a size 40 HS engine, and then we need a 0.9 power boost. Prototype that design, and then let's bring that over to the craft in question. We're already getting full up on engine designs here. Yeah, but then the jump drive's too small again, so I'm gonna have to jump up the drive, no pun intended, to a, what are we looking at? We're gonna be looking at like a 35. 35 HS engine. So that means we need 1,750 tons. So that should be able to fit, ideally. Maybe a bit of a pain to do it, but you can fit it. I'm going to take out a gravitational survey sensor. And we'll put in some extra fuel. So this isn't ideal. It's a little bit more costly than I want. The maintenance life's not great. Ooh. The maintenance came down a lot there because of the jump drive. So I'm going to sacrifice some fuel to try and keep the situation regarding the jump drive, okay? Yeah, so that's 4.4 years. 24. We'll go for 48 months then. This will be a short-term craft. We are going to replace this at some point. I don't like it. I don't think it's a good vessel. But it will get the job done, and that's all we needed to do, really. It's got science, it's got engineering, it's got all that stuff, which is nice. But yeah. So that's going to be our survey craft. Now we're going to need to actually research the jump drive as well as the engine. We're going to use our instant research points for that. So we'll go over to power and propulsion. We'll use the instant button, and then we'll do the instant button for this one as well. And that will then allow us to go over to the class design window, go over to the Khan class, and build shipyard. We're going to build 2 of them to start with. No, let's build 3. We're going to build 3 of them. I'm going to need to name them, though. That was a mistake. Yeah, I forgot to make sure they have names. Select name. Class theme, Mongol. The AMAC class. We're going to call it... Yeah, we're just going to... I guess we should call it AMAC. I mean, what's the prefix to this for a Mongol? I mean, it's a Khan, the Great Khan. The Great GKF. Great Khan, the Great Khan. We'll just go for MSS for now, because that's Mongol Starship. I don't really know exactly how we would go about doing the other ones, but yeah, what can you do? Because I want to go for like something that's equivalent to like Her Majesty's ship, but it's kind of not exactly sure how to put that into words exactly. So Huluga, we name MSS. Okay, and that gives us 3 vessels. We're going to detach them. Going to create a immediate survey command. There we go. We call this the survey command, like every single game I start. And we're going to move those into there as well. Coolio. So that gives us 3 vessels. I'm not going to design anything yet until we have information on the situation inside our solar system. Another thing that I forgot to do is we're going to go into the British flag over here. And we need to go to academies. We're going to go for quality, so that our graduates are a little bit better. And now I'm going to order the vessels to begin surveying system bodies. I'm going to use the exact same orders that I usually do. So fuel less than 50%, refuel from colony, deployment exceeded, resupply and overhaul. So fuel less than 50%, refuel and deployment exceeded. There we go. Shouldn't take them too long to get to work. What's our maintenance situation regarding that? Okay, we have plenty of maintenance on that, not an issue. And so yeah, I think we can start the game up. It's been 30 minutes, but I haven't done everything. Like, we still need to look at ground forces, we still need to design cargo and colony ships, but I want to kind of know what we're dealing with in terms of minerals, and so I will be dealing with that. So let's head into the first hours of this game as we begin to survey along here. Mars being surveyed, as we can see. That's going to take quite a bit of time. Luna as well, because we're on 20% survey speed. Oh, did we actually find something on Luna? That would be an incredible start to the game. Yeah, Luna, Corbomite, and some Sorium. It's not the worst situation. What about Mars? Mars give me a big one if we have anything on Mars. Oh, Mars does have something. No, it doesn't. It was just a coincidence, unfortunately. Venus. Does Venus have anything for us? Let's have a look. I do hope it does. Venus, no. That's really unfortunate. Maybe Mercury, well, we'll see on the outer planets. I always forget how fast the game is. To start with here. So, Mercury also... I don't think I turned on that stuff, though. So, Venus does have stuff. 68 million tons of uranium and some boronite. Mercury. Okay, Mercury actually has some stuff. We have quite a bit of uranium, a good amount of neutronium, good amount of corbomite, good amount of magnesium, and a good amount of iridium. That's not too bad, actually. Mercury isn't that hard to colonize. It's worse than Mars, as it's 3.21. But you can colonize it and get a decent mining population on it. So it's not exactly the worst thing ever. We're now surveying Jupiter and Jupiter's moons, Ganymede, all that other stuff. We'll see what we can find. See what we can find indeed. Let me just turn on mineral concentrations. That would help. Let's have a look then. Does Jupiter itself have anything? It doesn't look like it. Does its moons have anything? I can't see Europa or Ganymede or any of the other moons. yeah, unfortunately, looks like we got a barren Jupiter to start this game off with. So, does not look very, very appetizing. Bloody hell. Mercury, we're continuing to serve out. We're now going to be going into Neptune. Did we do Saturn? Saturn. Oh, we're doing Saturn now. Oh, Saturn has stuff. I feel like I get cooked the entire time. It's like, Saturn, woo, you have resources, you have fuel that I need. Nope, 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 that's not. 60,000 is not exactly much, is it? Unfortunately. But, you know, what can you do? Neptune also doesn't have anything. Continuing to survey, however. I think we just have Uranus? No. We pretty much surveyed everything then, and we basically found nothing, which is pretty bad. We need to consider our options carefully then, and looking to move out the system, because the things that I noticed is we have very little Corundium, very little Galisite on our planet, and we don't have any in the solar system. So, just like the real Mongols, our solar system's dirt poor, and we need to, we need to, you know, run away from the solar system. Venus does have a thing of 4, so we could get definitely some more resources on Venus. But yeah, I definitely want to look at leaving the solar system. They'll do the survey locations and hopefully find a jump point away. Apparently, we're also going to be surveying Pluto. Let's see if Pluto has anything. That'd be fun. Nope. Of course, Pluto does not have anything. Because if it did, that would be a good thing. So yeah, I guess we just got to start looking at colony ships. So we're going to go for the Genghis class colony ship. We need cargo shuttle bay. We're going to need a cryogenic transport. We're going to go for 100,000 people. And then we're going to need some engines. Specifically, we need a commercial engine. So we're going to go for a HS. We're going to go for 40 HS. We're going to go for a 0.5 fuel. Commercial nuclear pulse engine. We're going to prototype that design and immediately get that underway here. So prototypes, commercial nuclear pulse. There we go. Oh, that's the wrong engine. Don't want that. Commercial nuclear pulse. We're going to go for... I'm going to go for 700 kilometers per second. That's fine enough speed for what we need. And I'm going to go for a basic range of 60 billion kilometers. That's also fine. Let's just make it a nice even number to look nice and neat. Make sure it's a conscript vessel so we don't use up our trained crew members. Then we're going to make a variation, which is we're going to take away the cryogenic transports and we're going to then place in this and make it a cargo ship. So cargo ship. Yeah, and that means we're going to need cargo hold, of course, and a little bit of brain aneurysm there. I did 20 of those, don't want 20 bloody cargo hold. Standard, there we go. And then just add a little bit of extra fuel to make it all nice and even. Shouldn't be too difficult. We just need, the only thing that we need to actually research for this is going to be the commercial engine, which we can just immediately instantly research thanks to our points. And then we can begin the, well, we can build them, but I am going to assign the Kowloon Heavy Industries to be retooled for the Genghis class colony ship. So set activity. And that also now allows us to build the Shakar class vessels. But we're not going to build them from that. We're going to immediately just instantly build them because I don't want to waste too many resources. So shipyards, we're going to build 1 colony vessel. Well, no, 4. We're going to build 4 cargo vessels. And I'm going to build 1 colony vessel. So that's about 2,000 build points we just spent. And I'm going to detach 4 and detach this one. And then we're going to call this a cargo. We're just going to put them into a cargo fleet for now. There's no need for a big, extensive infrastructure or like chain of command. You're going to go into the colony fleet, and there we go. We're then going to order them to move infrastructure to Mercury. So we're going to create a colony on Mercury, and we're going to unload all installations there. Refuel from colony, cycle those moves. We want to get our civilian industry going here as best as we can. So move that over, and then I'm going to order up the colony fleet with the 100,000 colonists. We're going to move them over here to Mercury. Refuel. We're going to repeat that 9 times. We'll get 1 million people over on Mercury to begin our colonization efforts. And there we go. Our first colony is Mercury this game, which you don't usually see. And there we go. We should have 1 million people now on Mercury who are getting their infrastructure built and moved over. And yeah, we are opening up into colonial age. We're getting our exploration now. I always feel like I'm unlucky with these series and not many resources on Earth. But yeah, we'll see how this series does end up. I think it's probably where I'm going to end off. We're going to have a short initial episode just because I want to have this episode for setting things up, getting everything ready. And we pretty much have. There's a few more things we'll have to do for next episode. But the next episode is when we'll really start to get into things. This is just the first season start episode. And I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I'll see you next time. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Really, really does help me out. And if you enjoy the content and want to support the channel, please consider becoming a member, as it really, really does help me out. More content is on the way. Goodbye.